Welcome to Story Matrix. Another day, another story. Hey everyone. Everyone, at some point, has always dreamed about an alternate universe. The what-ifs and the what-can-bes. The Matrix knows the past, the present, and the future. Today, the Matrix will show you some of these alternate universes where our what-if was their reality. What if Germany invaded Britain, instead of the USSR during World War II? Everyone knows that the Allies won World War II. The Allies constituted the Big Three: the United States, the British, and the Soviet Union. Or, as Stalin famously said, it was the British brain, the American might, and the Soviet blood that won the World War II. But what most of you don't know is that the USSR, led by Stalin, was initially the supporter of Nazi Germany. Just before the start of World War II in 1939, both Stalin and the Führer signed the Molotov-Ribbentrop Pact. This was a non-aggression treaty that stated that the two countries will not attack each other for the next 10 years. This allowed Nazi Germany and the USSR to enter a strategic alliance to take over Europe together. So, from 1939 to 1941, for 2 years the USSR and Germany worked together and started their invasion in Europe. They conquered Poland and decided to divide Poland equally between the two countries. Stalin had no problem with sharing Poland with Germany, and he was pleased with the cut of land he had just received. But Hitler had different plans. The Nazi forces were so strong and strategic that they were able to capture most of Europe in 1940. After capturing Poland, Germany went on a rampage, capturing Denmark and Norway within just 6 months. Later, they moved on to capture Belgium, Netherlands, and, ultimately, even France. The Allies had never been weaker than ever before. Hitler saw this and the weakness of the USSR. And Hitler just came up with a plan to put the final coffin in Europe's incursion story. Operation Sea Lion. Operation Sea Lion was the German invasion plan to take over the UK, and it involved 3 things: the battle in the air, the battle at sea, and the amphibious assault on the British beaches. The first and most crucial step was to neutralize the Royal Air Force. A cross-channel invasion would be far too dangerous to attempt without first achieving command of the air. The second prerequisite for an invasion was the command of the sea. The Royal Navy of the British was far superior to the Germans. Any attempt to capture the English Channel without proper equipment would be the end of Germany's hopes of Europe domination. The final part of the plan was the invasion itself. Entering the beaches of Britain and conquering London. The Führer's plans were to force the British to surrender to Germany by displaying superior military prowess. The plan for Operation Sea Lion started in the summer of 1940. The British were convinced that an invasion was imminent. But, before we see why Operation Sea Lion failed, and what led to Hitler betraying Stalin by attacking the USSR. In 1940, when Germany was sweeping across Europe, conquering nation after nation, the Soviets were struggling so hard to fight Finland. The Red Army, as they were called, were losing to Finland because they were ill-equipped, poorly led, and unable to deal with the Finnish terrain and winter weather. The Soviets eventually lost to Finland, and Hitler took notice. Let's see what Hitler's vision was for Germany and global dominance. Hitler never really cared about capturing the British. His ultimate goal was to take over the USSR. He had 2 main reasons for that. The first reason was racism. The Führer hated the Slavic race in the USSR as much as he hated the Jews. He wanted to rid the world of the Slavic population and convert them into expendable labor. The second reason was more strategic. With control of the USSR, Hitler would have resources for global domination. Think about this: the USSR had the largest landmass on the entire planet. By conquering USSR, Hitler would have occupied 1/6 of the entire Earth. He would have had access to natural resources from the region of what is present Russia. He would have had access to food from the region of what is present Ukraine. Such an arsenal of natural resources could be too much to stop, even for the mighty United States of America. But, Hitler's military was in disarray. The Luftwaffe, Germany's air force, failed to triumph over the Royal Air Force of the UK. This led to Hitler finally abandoning Operation Sea Lion indefinitely and accelerated his plans for capturing the USSR. But, the Matrix knows of the universe where the Nazis never abandoned Operation Sea Lion. So, in this universe, Germany would have continued its air assault on Britain, despite their initial failures. Hitler's R&D division would have made improvements both in terms of the air and the naval forces. The German Navy would have also continued its blockade of the English Channel. This would have severely hurt the economy of the British, making them more vulnerable and isolated. The British government and the monarchy would eventually be forced to flee to Canada, a commonwealth of the British. At this point, Hitler would have conquered all of Europe, and the next obvious step would be to eliminate the United States of America. So, the British and all of its Commonwealth would form an alliance with the US, extending the war on a much higher scale. The outcome, 100 times more catastrophic than what happened in Hiroshima and Nagasaki. Want to see the universe where Hitler somehow took over the world? Please comment down below, and the Matrix will show you. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe for more.